Hi there! Today I have a Hannah Montana playset for you. Now, usually I'm not a big fan of celebrity dolls, but I bought this set only for the swing, to be honest. Also because I was curious about the Hannah Montana doll. I only have a Hannah Montana Mattel doll head, and I was curious how different the Jakks Pacific version would be. I got this set here from Aliexpress and I paid 35 euros for it with shipping, taxes and everything included. But I did my research and the set was available or was released in different countries, so maybe if you search it up on eBay or flea market apps, you might end up with a better deal, but for me, this was the best price and I think it arrived in a decent condition. Because as usually, the box was not shipped in a cardboard box, it was just wrapped with a little bit of bubble wrap and a plastic bag around it, but still, I think it is okay. I was not surprised that it is not in pristine condition. That's usually never the case when you buy older stuff on AliExpress, unless you pay a pretty penny for it, and that's not what I did here. I think the price is pretty good, and as I said, the box is in decent condition. But when you look inside of the box, you can see it does have a bunch of dust and dirt in it, and that's probably because of the rubber band or elastic bands that have disintegrated over time, because the box itself and also later on the items do not have a funky smell or a musty smell. Everything is pretty good, to be honest, but there is a lot of this crumble material inside of the box, and I'm sure you can also see that. The name of the playset is Hannah Montana's Songwriting Swing, which makes sense. And of course, I do have still the listing down in the description in case you would like to see where I bought it and in case you cannot find it elsewhere. On the bottom of the package you can see that the set was released in 2008, so this is not really vintage, but it is definitely not a new item, since someone who would have been born back in 2008 is now already 16 years old, so maybe this playset today could be part of a try not to feel old challenge. But honestly, the only issue I do have with items that are older than I thought they would be is just the fact that time flies by so fast. But it is what it is, and as I said, this set here is already 16 years old. So, what did Jakks Pacific give us 16 years back for our money? Sadly, I don't know what the cost for this piece was when it was new on the shelves, but according to the box and the design that was given to it, I think this was not a cheap piece. And I think overall the design of the box and everything that you can see inside is very nice. On the box you can also see that this toy was produced by a company Play Along or Play Along Toys. This was an independent toy company until 2004. Then Jakks Pacific bought the company, released some doll lines under both company name and closed the company in 2009. And the Play Along Toys company made quite some celebrity dolls, like of Britney Spears or even of Mandy Moore, and in the years under Jakks Pacific they made Disney Channel TV series playsets, like this one here. The inside of the package does have a lot of these brown spots. I don't think that it is really moldy. I guess it is part of the paper aging process, because paper does have some, usually paper or cardboard does have some lignin to it, and sometimes or most of the time that will cause brown spots. But it is a package that had been stored in China for 16 years, and I'm pretty sure that they do have a more humid weather. So you have been warned, if you would like to buy this on AliExpress, you might get something that does have some spots on or even may have a funky smell, but mine did not. It does have all the crumbles of the disintegrated elastics, and even the furniture does have some brown spots, but you will see later on that none of these spots left some stains. everything was easy to clean up. Everything was strapped in still pretty well, beside the little drink cup and the cardboard pillow and the music sheet. The little plastic guitar is the only piece that does have some damages because of the disintegrated elastics. Some of the paint is just gone, but honestly that is only a very minor issue. The plastic of the swing is still in very good condition. It is a very nice quality plastic material, by far not so thin or hollow like newer playsets, for example from Mattel. This plastic here simply feels better. It is thicker, it does have more flexibility, even though it does have been stored in a non-well-climated area or storage, I guess. It just needs a good cleaning, and you will later see it when it is all cleaned up. Now I will show you the doll that is included with the set. The first impression of the doll is pretty good. I'm not quite sure what I should think about the articulation that this doll does have, because I never had a doll that does have twist and turn arms, or better said elbows, because I don't know what to do with it, but we will have a better look later on it. I just will have to clean up the mess a little bit, so it will be easier to have a look on this doll here. The only thing I removed is the little bit of metal wire that was used to keep the doll inside of the box, and it was tied around her waist. The little yellow scarf she is wearing is sewn on her clothes, but it is not hard to remove the thread, so I really appreciate that. But I will show you the clothing a little bit better later on. The shoe model is very pretty. It's a very nice material, but they won't stay on the feet. The earrings do come off. It is plastic with gold paint on it, but it is well done and I cannot see any wear on them. The studs are short because the head is pretty dense or pretty firm. It's not a squishy material and therefore they won't come off easily. The hair is very pretty. It is Kanekalon. The fiber itself does have a good or very nice quality to be exact, but the hair is a bit sparsely rooted. You will see that later. First, I would like to show you the face mold a little bit better, because at least I do have the Mattel Hannah Montana head, and so I can show you here a little comparison between these two young Miley Cyrus faces. I mean, both look a little bit like young Miley, I think. Maybe the one from Jakks Pacific a little bit more, because they at least molded the face after the actual celebrity. Mattel did not do that, but I still like the Mattel version a little bit better. I think I like it that much because of the gummy smile. I love the fact that they gave this girl here these teeth details. I think that's so cute. But in fact, they used exactly the same face mold also for the High School Musical Gabriella doll, or at least for some of them, or I guess most of them. I don't know how many dolls they made in total, but I know that they at least made one with a standard size Barbie body, and that one would have the Barbie carnival face, because the Hannah Montana dolls and also the High School Musical dolls do have a more teenage sized body. It is not the fully grown or adult version of the Barbie body. These two heads do have the marking from 2007 on the back. It is very hard to see that on the Hannah Montana head. I don't know, the camera does not really want to focus on it, but I'm sure you can see it on the Gabriella one, and the markings are the same on both heads. This head sculpt does look a lot like the carnival face, just a little bit younger, I think. But as I said before, at least one of the Gabriella dolls did have a grown-up Barbie body together with a carnival face. I think it was a singing doll, but I don't think that they ever did something like this with the Miley Cyrus dolls. I think all of the Miley Cyrus dolls are on this teenage-like body. But in case you find a single head like me, it works pretty good on a stand-up made to move as well, in my opinion. Now it's time to remove the clothing to have a better look on the clothes and also on the doll body. This scarf does have a very nice silky material. Of course it is not silk, but it is very nice and smooth. At first I tried to remove the top, but that does not make a lot of sense. I had to remove the pants at first. These are in fact very pretty. The material is velvet-like. The stitching is good. The inner material is very pretty. Honestly, I think that quality of doll clothing for a playline doll nowadays is unthinkable. Which is sad, but it is what it is. The top was a little bit hard to get off because I really did not want to ruin it. And it is so nicely done. The material is thick, it does have this shine to it, the little golden threads, the lace pieces. I don't know, I cannot say enough good words about these clothing pieces. They are so pretty and they are really perfectly made. The doll itself is interesting. It does have rubber legs. They do have click and bend knees. They are rubber. They are also quite old, but still they are not sticky, so that's quite nice, I think. The legs can do the split, but they also can let the doll sit probably, but I didn't show it. I think I was a little bit confused about the rest of the joints. I don't know, I have never seen arm joints like this. The joints in general, or the joints on the torso, the upper torso, so the arm joints, and also the neck joint, all those joints are very stiff. It's hard to move them, and I don't want to break the doll because she is already on the older side, especially because she was not stored in a very or super dry environment, so I was a bit frightened to move the joints completely freely. But overall, it's fine, and I did not break anything. Nothing is yellowed on the doll, by the way. Also, the doll clothing does not have any smell to it or does have any spots. Everything is fine. Here you can see the hair a little bit better. She does have some product in it, but honestly, it is very minor. And it did not hurt the hair fiber at all. Because honestly, I had some Barbie heads in my hand that did have product on for at least as long as a product would be on this hair here. And in fact, it did hurt the hair fiber quite a bit. But this here is way nicer. It just feels like she at least does have some sort of hairspray on. but when you feel it, the hair still feels really nice, even together with the product, so I'm not concerned with it. I guess I will give her a hair wash later on, but so far I cannot see any problem with her hair, beside the fact that she is a bit sparsely rooted. Here you do have a comparison with the standard made-to-move Barbie. The height of the two bodies is pretty much the same, so Jakks Pacific did not give Hannah Montana a teenager body, or at least not a tinier one, I would say. But you can see that the standard made-to-move is way wider than the Jakks Pacific body here. When you just compare the torso of the Jakks Pacific body here together with the Mength one, they are way more similar. The waist is similar cinched, but of course the bust of the Mength is way wider or bigger, because still the Jakks Pacific doll should represent a teenage girl. And so the clothing does not really fit neither on the standard made-to-move nor on the Mength, which is very sad because the clothes are so pretty and so well made, but the pants do not really work on the made-to-move. I cannot get the top over the hip or over the shoulder. And on the Mength I could use the pants, but they are a bit short. And the top could work, but honestly the bust is way too big, so it does not really look good. So for now, young Miley can keep her clothing. She is safe, but I don't know how long because the clothing is really pretty. The shoes are a good fit on the standard made-to-move, even though they will fall off easily also on these feet, and of course they do not fit the Mength. The Mength does have a way higher angle for the heel, but overall, as I said, I really like the shoes. It is a plastic sturdy material and they look really nice. And here you do have everything that is included with the playset. Of course, here again is the doll. Now, again, fully dressed up together with the guitar, and I still have no clue what I should do with this kind of articulation. I mean, she cannot touch her face, she cannot touch barely anything, because you can just twist and turn the lower part of the arm. You do not have a wrist articulation, you do not have bending joint for the arm, so I don't know, please explain. What should I do with this kind of articulation? I just have no idea. What was the company thinking when they made a doll body like this? I just don't know. I cannot really understand it, and yeah, it's okay. It is overall a very cute doll. I also like her face, even though I like the Mattel one better because I guess it looks less like a real person, maybe because of that. But overall, this doll here is pretty, I think. They did a very good job quality-wise back then. But now let's have a look on the swing, which was the important part for me. It is still not completely dry, I have to admit that, but at least it is clean now. And it was not a big of a deal, honestly, just a little bit of soapy water and vinegar, and the dirt spots came off immediately without even wiping them off. They came off right away when I put everything together in the solution. As I said, the material is very nice. You can see it does have a marking on the bottom of the white stand. The stand is a little bit foldable, I guess, for easier storage, I don't know. But nothing is brittle. The plastic, as I said, is really in good condition, as it would have been produced a day ago. It is really nothing that you would expect to be part of an older collection or production. It looks brand new. The basket seat looks pretty. It does have a lot of bamboo details from the outside. From the inside it is rather flat. The plastic cushion is removable, very easily removable and also easy to reattach. It does have a nice plum color, I would say. You can see the pattern and also a little bit of texture, which is nice, I think. The little drinking cup looks perfect again. The disintegrated elastic or rubber material did not hurt the plastic at all. You cannot see any melted spots or anything. I just had to wash it off. The cup holder thingy is the only piece that does have a little stress mark on it. I'm not quite sure when it happened. Maybe when I removed the piece, maybe it was already there. I do not really noticed it at first. And also the stress mark is only visible on the inside of this attachment piece. It is not visible from the outside. And it works pretty well. But I prefer to use the swing without the cup holder. I think it looks a little bit nicer without it. So I really appreciate that they just did not build it in and just made a click on, so you can decide if you would like to display the swing with the cup holder or without it. And of course you also get this little sheet of music, and overall I think this is a very nice playset. Especially when you can place a doll on the swing with a bit more of articulation, as you can see here with a girl on the standard made to move body. The chair is big enough for this girl. It is a very big piece, to be honest, so it will take quite a bit of space, but still I really do like it, and it is easy to store it away in case you do not wanna display it all the time, but I really do like it. I will use it for dolls on permanent display. And I also have to admit that I really like the Hannah Montana doll. I think Jakks Pacific made a very pretty celebrity doll here. Only the articulation, I think that's hilarious, but other than that, I wish that doll clothing would be like this nowadays, because even if you have doll clothing made by MGA, it does not feel like the quality of the clothing that Jakks Pacific made back in the day. I think I have to find out what else they did in the earlier 2000s, because I'm really pleasantly surprised by the quality of this doll. I did not expect that. But so far, Miley is lucky because she can keep her clothes. But I think I will try the clothes on different dolls as well, because they are so pretty, so she at least will have to lend her clothes in the future, I guess, but I still think I will keep her in my collection. Overall, I really like her. So, this is again the end of the video. I hope you had some fun, even though we had no styling today, which is very uncommon for me, but this video here should not be the last video for the week. I'm working on a different one for tomorrow, so Sunday, hopefully for Sunday evening, maybe for Monday morning, who knows, but it is simply done when it's done. Anyways, I would like to thank you so much for your time. I appreciate that a lot. And I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye!